Hello there and welcome. My name is Matthew, this is Mandy, and this is Mandy's second painting today. So what we're going to do is have a go at doing a nice winter scene, a snowy scene, okay? Yep. We've got the paper stuck down already, yep. That's fine. What we're going to do this time is use a strip of masking tape and stick it to your clothes somewhere, to your shirt or your trousers or somebody else's maybe. Now the reason for doing this is to take some of the stickiness away, okay? Because some masking tapes and some papers can cause an issue where it rips the paper when you peel it off, you know? Yep. Now it's called masking tape, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to mask off a section of this landscape, keep it white with a dark sky, yeah? Okay. Now rather than just putting a straight line, I'm going to start off the first bit of the tape and stick it on and just sort of press it down with my finger and just try and turn it a little bit, add a little bit of character to it. Just press down the top edge because that's fine to flap there. Okay. And just move it up and down. It's round about a third up the paper. Just flap it around, press it down, and then it's ideal.
Does it matter if it creases like that?
No, as long as the top edge is pretty well stuck,
straight,
then that's fine, absolutely. As long as it's pretty pressed down. It's quite a good thing if that's flapping, because what it means is then it'll stop the paint flowing down your picture again, if you see what I mean. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So that's going to be this now, that's going to be the sky. The paints, as of last time, just going to get the tubes and squirt each colour into the circular wells. Okay. But we are going to creep in another colour this time, and I'll mention that when we get to the colour. So it's the same colours that we use? Yeah, the first colours we used, the French ultramarine, the yellow ochre, alizarin crimson. These are the main sort of primary colours. These are the colours you work with day to day for doing your skies and your general mixing really. But we shall creep in another colour, and that's going to be burnt sienna, which is like a red, brown, rusty colour almost, yeah? Okay. And then we can start mixing the colours. I'm going to use a size 10 brush again. And again, similar to the first lesson, your first painting, we're going to use the blue. Lots of water. Yeah, plenty of water again. Pick up the water, pop it in the little area. That's it. And then the French ultramarine blue, just the same. Yep. Put the blue in there. Look at the consistency again, not too thick, not too thin. Yeah. Okay, if it's too pale, then the sky won't be dark enough to show the snow. Same thing with the yellow ochre as well. Mix a separate one. Yeah, keep them separate. One closer together because I need more mixing area today. And then as well as, we'll have a little tiny spot of the red. Living dangerous, you see, put some red in your sky. If anything, the red could be slightly lighter. Yeah. More water. More water, less paint. Spot on, absolutely, you've got it. You see, it's quite difficult to get the consistencies right when you're learning painting, and it's something you will get over time. Each painting, you'll take something away from it. Yeah, do you think that's... I think that's fine. The alizarin crimson is quite a powerful colour, so if you're not careful, it can just... Yeah? Okay. Smaller brush. This is around about number 6. Again, it's a round and pointy brush. Okay. Now, the reason for the smaller brush for mixing colours is because you get a thicker consistency. And the background trees we're going to paint on later on need the thick colour. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of water, one blob of water into the mixing area, and then the rusty brown colour, burnt sienna, nice healthy blob of colour. Okay. Nice and juicy, and stick it in there, look, and just mix it around, and it goes, it's much stronger. You can see the richness coming through that straight away, can't you? Yeah. It's a very heavy colour, this one, and that's ideal for this. Do I need more water there? Yeah, maybe a little bit on there. It's a little bit too strong there. That's it. Is that enough? Yeah, that's excellent. And what we'll do is when we start painting, we'll put some other colours with that, okay? Okay. But we can get the wet into wet sky on, so the same. Mix your colours first, always. Then put your paint on, and then you'll be away. So, big brush, get your water. You might notice your water's gone a bit rusty looking, that's fine. I mean, it looks dirty there. It's not going to like stain the... When you put it on, it's there, but if it is beyond repair, then obviously get some more water. Yeah. So, but no, we can just put this on, you'll see it's pretty clear. And again, we can twist a bit, can't we? Yep. Same as last time, do a bit of twisting. Any bits you leave, white bits, it's part of the sky. And it goes on there. Bring it right down to the tape, and that's it really. Check the top, make sure it's covered. It's a smaller area this time as well. Yeah. So, cleanest colours first, the red and the yellow basically. Okay. Yellow ochre. I'm not going to put too much on, so pick up the paint, using the whole brush, put it flat and twist a bit. twist the colour on. So pick your paint up, hold it flat, and actually twist round about halfway in your picture.
Okay.
But if you can get your hand to jitter a little bit, dance around, it's better that way, yeah? So get it jittering a little bit as you do it. And you'll see it all running together.
Yeah.
Always conscious of the time factor because it's drying every second, yeah?
Yeah.
Clean your brush. Do the same with the crimson red as well. Pick up some red, stick it flat, do a little bit of this twisting around your sky. And it goes on there. And you can see it's mixing with the yellow.
I don't need to rinse the brush, do I?
Possibly.
Yeah.
But because you're mixing your colours on your paper, it's fine, yeah, it's okay. So you can see it's giving that similar effect to previous ones, but it's just giving a nice mixture. So as the red mixes with the yellow, you're getting like little bits of oranges and peachy colours. So maybe more sunset. And the final thing to do is get some blue at the top. Loaded brush at the top in the corners and mix some blue in. The whole brush goes flat and you can jitter around. Hold your brush quite loosely as well as you do it. Yeah.
Okay.
And just sort of work along the top. Work along the top. Put one or two bits elsewhere as well. You start to get colour mixing on the paper as well, so you get like greys and pinks and you know all this sort of thing. So that's mainly at the top. Any white bits again, they're going to be clouds, aren't they? Right now, just get a little bit in the middle just to bridge the gap there. That's it. So that's the sky. Okay. Now, which colour haven't we used? We've not used the brown, have we yet?
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to just get some tissue and just dry your brush. And then just, remember the sponge, sponge away any blobs. You might get some blobs along where the masking tape is, where it's gathering. Just sort of
soak it all up.
Wipe it across as you do that, and that's fine. That's it. And then we can, while the paper's still slightly damp, we can use the burnt sienna, which is a much thicker colour, and we can use that to put some trees at the bottom. And because the paper's wet, the colour's going to spread a little bit, and it gives us like a distant out of focus. Yeah. 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 Just watch out for these blobs at the bottom there.
I need to just dab that.
So we'll get the burnt sienna, okay, and then what I'm going to do is do the same thing. Twist it on.
The smaller brush.
Yeah. That's a number 6 brush, that one. So it's a nice bright colour. Some bits are going to spread, some bits are going to be dry, but that's it's what it is. It's perfectly fine to do that. And it's holding your brush flat. Put it flat on your paper. The whole brush sits on your paper over the tape, and you're twisting the colour as you work along, painting right down to the tape, obviously. Some bits are wet, some bits are dry. Yeah. It's fine. Yours is quite wet, so yours is going to spread, which is lovely, which is exactly what you want it to be. And then you can just go over little bits if you need to do that as well. Imagine you're painting a distant forest. A bit autumny, yeah? A bit autumny. And you can sort of work fairly quickly as you do that as well. So it's all twisting. Yeah. It's all twisting, this one.
It's quite wet.
It's effective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now what we've got to do as well is we've got to put, you don't see just orange trees, do you really? No. So this brown colour, which is burnt sienna, if you get a blob of blue on your brush, number 6 brush again, stick that into the brown in your palette, it's going to darken it. It's going to make it more like a dark brown or a grey. Yeah. And then we can do the same. Touch more blue.
Is there enough water in there? Does it need
to be it's fine. You want it to be all thick and juicy. Yeah. If it's too thin, it's going to spread too far. So we can use this, and just working along the bottom, just keep adding little blobs to finish the sky off and the trees. Keep picking up plenty of colour, loads of colour on your brush, really full brush. And just blob it on at the bottom, right next to your tape. And it's adding a bit of shadow, a little bit of interest as well. That's it. See how the colours are all mixing together? If you spend a bit of time doing it, you get different shades of orange, different shades of brown, even down to like a black or a grey almost as you do it. And you can work that across, and it's giving a bit more character to it. There we go.
So you need to still do this when it's wet. The other paint has to be wet, and then it means
preferably. I mean, what you'll probably find now is the top piece is dry. Yeah. That piece is still wet. So whatever you do, don't go back and start touching your sky up because you'll probably spoil your painting there. Okay. So that's got to dry off, and then we'll come back to it. Right then, so that's nice and dry. I must say that's worked out superb, that. Yeah. Like an old oak tree. Yeah. Should we take the tape off very slowly? Just peel it away from you really. Okay. There's a risk that it may slightly take a little bit of your paper surface off. That's why you stick it on your clothes first, okay? Yeah.
And pull it towards you.
Yeah, obviously the paper's nice and dry anyway. And you can see you've got your start of your snowy banking then.
Okay.
Now, to give the trees a little bit more realism,
yep.
if you get a pocket knife or a pen knife, make sure you get your parents' permission for this one. Get your pen knife, and what you can do is you can actually scratch off some of the paint in the trees. Imagine silver birch trees in the background, yeah? So look at the shapes of the trees, you know, find the tallest one, let's say, to start. Remember this one there on the side? And then you find the paper works better in one direction, a bit like wood. So sometimes it works down and sometimes it works better coming up. Now it's that noise that gets on your nerves, you know what I mean? Yeah, where you can just scratch it down.
Scraping.
Imagine you're doing this sort of distant silver birch tree.
All the way down.
Yeah. You might find it works better the other way, but I find on my sheet of paper, each one's going to be different, that it works better coming down towards me. All right?
And do like...
Yeah, just imagine a couple of branches like this and then do another one at the side of it. But in some respects, you can get away with just doing a vertical. Do a few together and it gives a nice distant feeling to it. Well suited to the birch trees there. Some of them you could add like a little branch from the side or something. Going the opposite way to the way that works gives a lesser effect, if you see what I mean. So you can still do it, but you don't get quite the intensity of colour. But it's a quick and easy way of getting the distant birch tree effect.
It's very effective.
Yeah, it works well.